We are live. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are here today with Brynn Beveridge, the lead in Buyer Beware. How you doing today, Brynn?
I'm doing really well. Excited to be here.
Um, Again, it's like this is gonna go for about an hour. Hopefully, we don't have technical difficulties like the last two interviews.
Third
Um,
time's a charm, right?
I hope so. It's just like I hope. Um, we're gonna start off with an easy question. What got you started into acting?
So I only really started acting in high school with like theater, but what really made me want to do it is this is gonna sound kind of lame, but the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, like I just saw that movie. I was like, I want to do what they're doing. Like I want to wear these costumes, be on these sets, be with these actors, and just other movies like superhero movies, Star Wars, like all those kind of things. I was just like, how do I get there? And in high school, like the closest thing was live theater, like shows, musicals, whatnot, stuff like that. And then, um, so I did theater in high school, and then I was like, okay, I majored in psychology in college, and I was like, I can fit in a second major as theater because I'm really interested in that. And then COVID hit, and there's just no live theater. I'm like, what is happening? Like, I graduated right when COVID was the strongest, and I'm like, well, this is kind of what am I gonna do?
Yeah, like that's
Right, like what do you do? There's just nothing in my career field, but there was a lot of film going on. Like there were a lot of filmmakers still kind of doing their thing. And so I found some auditions on Backstage on Facebook, and I landed my first big role. And then ever since then, it's kind of I've just transitioned from theater to film.
what was the biggest difference between theater and film? Of course, the live aspect is different, but
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the biggest difference, just like the live aspect. Like you don't have um a live audience. You're not doing the same performance every night over and over again, and that dynamic's changing with a live audience. So I would say that is the biggest difference. But the other thing is just it's so interesting on set. You do the same scene over and over again. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
you see 5 seconds of a scene on film, and that took about 4 hours to film, 2 hours to set up, and it's the actors doing the same thing over and over again.
yeah.
So it's a completely different dynamic than live theater.
That's what I was telling you like before we started. I was like, I enjoy live stuff because again, it's like you have the pressure of live, where you don't have like if you mess this up, you just gotta keep going, or like it's
Right.
just it's
We'll do it
not
again.
again like of course a lot of people enjoy like edited stuff. It's like because but the thing about it is like I've always felt like anyone can technically look funny or look talented when it's edited where all the minute like issues are edited out. It's kind of like when you are like on social media and you filter everything out. It's like, but for me, I like the mess ups, and I like because it adds realism to it.
Hmm.
It's more funny, and to me, it's funny when stuff goes wrong and people just kind of play it off, and it's
Yeah.
because like what was the play? It was Medea's class reunion
Okay.
where they're like I don't know what happened like but like they dropped the suitcase on from upstairs and it fell down and he just walks over, grabs it, and throws it back up. Like
Yeah.
and it's on
That's
DVD and the play is on DVD and he's just like screw it. Just
yeah. Gotta roll with it.
like it's and that kind of stuff is funny and you can see who can adapt to
Hmm.
mess ups because things happen.
Right.
That's live content. Things happen. Not everything is controllable.
Right.
Um, Anybody that's watched this channel definitely knows that's a fact. Because there's plenty of times it's so embarrassing when it's like because I usually mute my mic and then play music when I go to the restroom. But sometimes when I come back, I forgot to mute the mic.
Oh my god.
So I'm just sitting here like, yeah, just going playing the game. All this is like, oh, oh, like,
Y'all here for that?
oh, okay, I guess, okay. And it's always like that's when you say your funniest jokes is when nobody can hear it. Like you're like, damn, like I can't repeat it. It's not gonna be the same. Like it's just, damn, okay. So it's like, so that's the kind of stuff I like, and that so
Yeah. I will say that is something I miss about live theater, just like the possibility anything can happen. You have a live audience, it changes night to night. But I would argue that some of that is still present in film because even if you make a mistake or you switch a line, they're still rolling.
yeah,
And a lot of the time, those scenes are what make it to the final cut. You're like,
yeah.
oh, well, that was a mistake, but it worked.
That's kind of
So
how
I
it
feel
is
like
with
there's still an
any.
element to that.
That's kind of how it happens with any comedian in any movie. Where it's just like, just
Yeah,
keep it
right,
rolling because we're gonna
right,
get some goals.
exactly.
If it doesn't make it to the movies, we're gonna put it on bloopers though. It's
Exactly.
just
Someone will enjoy this.
somebody's gonna get it. Especially like hell, like Nicolas Cage is straight up just walking blooper. Like just Jim Carrey. Like I think I love bloopers. Like that's one that, especially like supernatural bloopers. They're the most funny. Like I love
Yeah.
supernatural bloopers because there's plenty of times because I think I've told everybody that where like because they do conventions, supernatural conventions, and they'll
Mhm.
be talking like even on stage. They'll be talking, have like a normal conversation, and then Dean will just reach the guy, Jensen Ackles, I think, dude that plays Dean will just reach over and hit him in the balls with the microphone. Like
Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
like, how do you work with you people?
Yeah,
Like,
for
just,
real.
like it got to a point where everybody on set was messing with Misha Collins to a
Mm.
point where the person filming dropped his pants. Just
Oh
while
my
they're
God.
filming, just dropped his pants, like everything hanging out, just it
Wow.
just kept
I don't know
going.
if I would be able to
Just,
continue.
how like that's what I'm saying. It's like and but it shows how talented they are when they can stay in character and still keep it going while just somebody's butt ass naked. Right? Just
Yeah, for real.
because I know me, I would bust out laughing. I would just it would be done. Like I'm just gonna start laughing. Like I can't. Like I don't. Nope. That's I can't do that. Like I laugh at the dumbest thing. Um. What So again, you said that you like got kind of inspired by Pirates of the Caribbean. What are some actors or actresses that really inspired you growing?
Johnny Depp for sure, I would say. Anne Hathaway, Keira Knightley. Those are kind of my like Anne Hathaway and Keira Knightley. If I could just like merge their careers and steal that, I would because they have just been they're both so talented in so many different ways and just have had some incredible roles from Pride and Prejudice, Les Mis. Like it's just the roles they're playing are incredible and they do such a good job. And I really like, especially how Keira Knightley is in so many period pieces. That's something that really speaks to me and that I'm really passionate about. So I really look up to her for those.
Which with Johnny Depp, that's like a touchy subject now, but
I know. It is a
just
subject right now, which is why I just kind of glossed over that. But he's
yeah,
an amazing actor and has done some really great work. And I think his characters are really interesting and
yeah.
definitely.
Especially, have you ever seen What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, it's so good. It has him and like a 16-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay,
And
interesting.
I'm gonna be honest, that's one thing that really pisses me off because I believe that's one of the movies that Leonardo DiCaprio should have won an Oscar for
Okay, I
because
will
he plays a
add it
special
to my
needs
list.
person and he is, I mean, just steals the show. Like
Wow.
it has also what's the guy's name from Step Brothers? Not Will Ferrell because I know Will Ferrell, but the other
Oh,
brother. Um,
I know who you're talking about, and I can't think
but
of his name
he
right
played
now.
he's in it. Um, a lot of people and it's an
Yeah.
old time. It's an old movie, but my cousins used to play it all. They love the movie, and like it's so good because
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, it's very rare Johnny Depp. Like I mean, long hair, like baby face Johnny Depp.
Oh,
Like a little bit after Friday the 13th, probably.
okay. Yeah.
So it's like he's still baby face, like he's just clean cut, like no beard, no scruff, just like it's
Like
weird.
Edward Scissorhands kind of.
Even the mom from Step Brothers is in it,
Oh, wow.
and
Okay.
yeah, she's kind of a hoe. But in a
Well,
way where it's like she's cheating on her husband with Johnny Depp, and like
okay.
literally like orders because he works at a grocery store, like an old timey grocery store, and literally like has him deliver groceries just so she'll seduce him.
Oh my God.
Like it's so weird because it's like, oh, this is so like it's just he's just in there like, leave me alone, stop.
Yeah.
And she just keeps going. I'm like, ma'am, this is and then kills her husband, or like it's
Whoa.
there's a lot going on in that movie, but so
We'll have to
good.
check it out.
It might be on HBO Max at this point. There's so many streaming services that movies everything.
I'll be able to find it.
But the fact that like Leonardo DiCaprio just won an Oscar not too long ago, that kind of is like, wow, really?
Yeah.
Of all people, really? And it wasn't even like the greatest movie he's ever done is Revenant. Like I don't think I've seen Revenant.
I have not either.
So it's like he won an Oscar off of his like lesser known movie. But
Yeah.
when you think of all the stuff that he's been in, you're like, really? What about the Titanic? It just
right.
that was literally like the highest grossing movie like until maybe like Deadpool.
Wow, really? I had no idea.
Cause I know like they made a like Deadpool made a movie joke in the movie where he said it goes I think Jesus, Deadpool to Neo. It's just because Passion of the Christ I think is the highest rating R-rated movie.
Wow.
Then it goes Deadpool, then Matrix, but it was like okay. Like I'm reading the chat, that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the fact that Leonardo DiCaprio he's been in so many good. Has Johnny Depp won an Oscar?
I don't know offhand,
I'm
actually.
gonna have to look that up.
Excellent question.
But like Johnny Depp, like he's been in so many good parts. It's like the thing about Johnny Depp though is like that he can play so many different
Right.
people.
So dynamic. Like you wouldn't recognize him from one movie to the next.
Exactly. Because I did not know he was in Nightmare on Elm Street. I've watched the movie so many times, but it doesn't look like him. It just.
I actually didn't know that either.
Yeah, that was his first role. Was in the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Really?
Yeah. And he is baby face. I mean, young.
I'm sure.
I was like, because I was watching it and it said introducing Johnny Depp. I'm like, wait, what?
Who?
Like what? Like, and it doesn't. Well, you can look at like if you really pay attention to his face, it looks like him. But you're so used to him with the bandanas and the long hair and the scruff,
right?
All the armbands and
you're like, who is this? Yeah.
So strange. But what is the favorite role that you have done leading up to this?
Theater or film? Film, I would say Hell's Half Acre, my little poster back here. I was in a pretty big horror.
Here's the funny part is some like Peanuts. They just asked, has Hell's Half Acre officially been released?
No, we're still waiting for it. It's coming
timing.
soon. It's coming soon. There's still it's finished. I've seen it because we had a premiere and whatnot. However, they are still like negotiating final deals with distributors, and we're actually getting into pre-production for the sequel right now, which is really exciting because we're filming in North Carolina. There's a pretty hefty budget for it, and there's going to be some named actors on it. So I am thrilled for that, but I feel like it's coming. I know all my family and friends are like, you've been talking about this for so long, and it's coming, I promise.
So but do they have an official release date?
Not as of yet. Not as of I've heard, rather.
Okay.
I'm not like, I don't know. I don't have all the info. But it should be coming out soon. I mean, the movie is done. They're just kind of finishing up negotiations, distribution deals. He's really holding out to just get the best deal possible. But that was definitely my favorite role that I've played.
They want to know is like, what did Brynn think of the movie after you saw it?
I was really impressed, actually. I thought we did an incredible job for being a low budget indie film. And I was really happy with my work. It's not like some Oscar winning amazing acting, but it was my first movie. Like I booked this right after I graduated, and I had never been on camera before. So I got into this being like, what the hell am I doing here? And so after like just thinking it from that perspective, I was thrilled. I was really happy for it being my first movie. It was an amazing cast and crew. we got to film in the old Joliet prison, which is where they filmed like Blues Brothers.
Huh.
And it's so spooky. Everyone was like freaked out the whole time thinking of ghosts and stuff. So like the locations were fun. And then we got to film in Crown Point, Indiana, where at the prison where John Dillinger was kept, which was also like just so historical. It was so interesting and terrifying. And then in Crown Point, that's actually where Johnny Depp filmed Public Enemies, question mark. And
yeah,
so
Public Enemy. That's a really good movie.
I haven't seen it, but just to be
it's on Netflix. You should definitely check it out.
I mean, I literally filmed there, so I probably should have watched that already.
That and Black Mass. That's another really good movie with Johnny Depp, because to be honest, the makeup artist on that movie did the best job, really. Because Johnny Depp is just, he does not look like Johnny Depp. It's just so cool. Like they did an amazing job on, because I love mob movies. Like I've always loved, because like I've told everybody, when you first come to my house, I have 3 posters in my living room. Like right when you come in, it's Scarface, Godfather, Goodfellas. Those are 3 movies I will 100% watch anytime, any place, anywhere. Like anybody's like, you want to watch Godfather? I'm like, do it. Let's put it on. Let's go. Anything with Al Pacino, go ahead. Put it on. I love Al Pacino. Al Pacino is one of my favorite. I don't think there's one movie that Al Pacino's been in that at least isn't decent. I think the only movie that's weird is I don't know what the movie was, but it has Al Pacino and Robin Williams. But Robin Williams plays the bad guy. I'm like,
whoa,
this is weird. This is weird.
I'm sorry, my phone.
It's fine. But yeah, Robin Williams plays like the like serial murder, and Al Pacino plays the cop. And you're like, whoa, this is a weird change of change of
little role reversal going on there.
Okay, Robin Williams being the bad guy. That's strange. I like that though. But yeah, like so what exactly is Hell Has Acre about?
It's about, so it's a group of like 20-year-old kids. I'm so sorry.
And that's the one with you and Quinn in it, right?
It is, yeah. Okay. Quinn and I are the leads in it. And so it's about a group of kids who have a YouTube channel. We do like urban exploring. So you see like some montages of us going in, like we just go into random buildings, explain the history, take videos, blah, blah, blah. And then so we go into this abandoned prison and there's like all this history behind it. And then as soon as we get in there, it just hits the fan. Everything goes wrong. And I don't want to give away too much, but...
Yeah. You don't want to be a Tom Holland. You don't want to be
exactly. Gotta watch my mouth.
Like,
but yeah, it's a paranormal as well as like the genre, I would say.
That's kind of cool because like you're gonna go from that to Buyer Beware, which
I know a lot of parallels for sure.
Which I don't know. To me, I was like, I've always loved horror. Like it's
my favorite. Yeah, my favorite genre for sure.
This is gonna be like a cheap question, but like, what's your favorite scary movie other than stuff that you've worked on? Because that's kind of just like,
that's a really good question. I feel like I should be able, I don't know, I have a lot of different favorite scary movies. Like a couple that come to the top of my head like are The Ritual, It Follows. I don't think I could name a one. I like scroll through Netflix and I have seen every scary movie on the platform. Like, I swear to God, my brother and I watch them together. My boyfriend and I watch them together. It's but I don't have, do you have a number one, a top horror movie? That's a hard question. I wish I would have came prepared.
I have like a top 2.
Okay.
Like Strangers would be up there. I love Strangers just because it's so different. And then Stay Alive, of course, because this movie is based on that. So I would have to say Stay Alive because yeah, like it's
through the inspo.
I just love movies that they don't do cookie cutter, like, okay, this is the found, to be honest, I didn't really think it was a horror movie, but Scream was also a really good, interesting movie. I wouldn't say it's a horror movie. I think it would be more suspenseful, like a
Thriller.
thriller type movie or a slasher. I've always, like a slash. I've always said
Right.
slashers and horror movies are kind of very different because think about when you go back and watch Chucky,
Right.
like Seed of Chucky and Bride of Chucky are in the comedy section.
Yeah. Okay.
Like so,
I
it's
feel
like
like it's like I feel like it's like a under horror. Like horror is
yeah,
kind of like the overriding, and then there's like
yeah, like horror is like overall, and then
umbrella
you
category.
have the like I've always liked psychological movies,
Mm-hmm.
things that like it
Right.
follows afterwards. You start thinking about stuff like when you end up having sex, you're like you start looking behind you, like wait, hold up now, like so it kind of makes you second think even having sex because you're like, well, hold up now, that kind of stuff. It brings it with you, like the stranger. You know,
Right.
we
Like being
all
home alone. You're
we
like,
all know
oh
that feeling
my
of
God.
being home alone and thinking someone's in the house and not
Right.
really being 100% sure. Um, then of course you have like slashers they have a little bit more room to be funny and like let's be honest, Freddy Krueger was hilarious. Chucky always cracking jokes. Even
Yeah.
Pennywise,
Yeah.
Pennywise was always cracking jokes. Although the original It ruined my childhood.
Yeah.
I hate clowns.
That was the one. Oh,
I
little
hate clowns.
phobia
I hate
developed from that. That's
to the
fair.
point where like when I walk home from work, if I have to go past a drainage pipe, I will walk around like go on the other like I just
That's awesome.
I
That's
don't like clowns. I hate clowns.
That's fair. That's okay.
But then
So,
I'm about to ruin something. Have you ever seen the movie Annie?
Annie?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You ever seen Annie? Oh, you
Like
definitely
a
like
horror movie?
no, the movie. Like with the redheaded
Like like Annie the musical with the
yeah.
orphan?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Have you ever
I'm
like the feature
of
the
course.
actual movie, the old timey one?
Yes. Of course. Yes.
I'm about to ruin that movie for you.
Please don't.
Rooster?
Why?
The rooster with Miss Hannigan?
Mm-hmm.
That's Pennywise.
What?
Yep. So every single time I watch
Wow.
that, I'm like,
Huh.
when she's
Now
like,
you're terrified.
no, it's not even terrified. It's more of like when Miss Hannigan's like, he's gonna kill her. I'm like, no, he's gonna kill her. Help her, get him.
Please. Wow.
She's
Huh?
about
I
to
had
eat
no
that
idea.
And
I will have to rewatch
he
that.
was also in Scary Movie 2.
Okay.
He was because he's Tim Curry.
Yeah, I know he's been in a bunch of
He was
things.
in Scary Movie 2 as the creepy, like pervy the dean that ended up
Okay.
sending them to the horror movie. Like
Okay.
the haunted house.
Yeah.
He was also in a Sesame Street movie. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
again, who
That
keeps
just feels
letting
wrong.
this dude around kids?
Yeah.
Like who keeps
It
letting
just
this
goes to show what a talented actor he is. Can play so many dynamic roles.
No, because he's always creepy. He's
Okay.
always creepy.
Okay, fair.
So why? He's the bad guy in the Sesame Street. I'm like, again,
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
he's Tim Curry. Like, you can't have Pennywise be a good guy. Nobody's gonna believe that garbage. Like, really, you're the good guy. I don't trust. I just don't. Also, again, for anybody anybody that is interested in Hell's Have Acre, another cool thing about this movie is we are gonna have Quinn in this movie too. So we have 2 people from Hell's Have Acre in this movie, which, like I said, I'm grateful for because we have 2 people that have some experience in acting. Because, like, especially me, like I do YouTube and Twitch, so I thrive in like I'm not used to working with a lot of different people. Like actual. I wouldn't even say set because we're gonna do this like found footage style. But especially when it comes to like a script and everything like that. That's something I'm very, I'm new to. So like again, I was like I've always been one of those people like I love learning different things. So again, like I have a chance of learning from you and when everybody else. And I that's one thing I love about YouTube and Twitch because I get to learn about editing. I get to learn about lighting and different things.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about all of this is because again, I like my day job. I work as a manager at Wendy's. Yeah, there's not much I can learn more. It's just
Yeah,
like I've been here so long. It's like we know
right.
it's
Not much
so
room for like growth. Yeah.
it's so repetitive. And that's why I love YouTube and Twitch because I get to learn more. That's the fun part about it is again from project to project, it's always going to be different. Different things are going to happen. Different scripts, different you know everything. So that's the most fun part about everything. So like I've been asking everybody else, if there was one like if we had an unlimited budget, and we could go anywhere for like like a convention or a fair or anything, for this tour, where would you want to go?
Hmm. That's a good question that I don't know if I have a great answer to be honest. I'm not super familiar with many
Well,
many like fairs and
well, even
festivals.
then, is like it would be more like if there's one place that you could visit in the world, where would you want to visit?
All right, so now are we talking like vacation wise
Well,
or
think about it, because like I was telling, I think it would be cool to go to Insomnia. That's in England. If we
mm-hmm.
went to England, yes, we're gonna go for work, but we're also gonna have some fun. Like
Right,
it's
right.
England. So like
Mhm.
me, I'm going to Chicago for these few things I was talking about, but like I've never been to Chicago, so I'm gonna check out Chicago. Like
Never been to Chicago?
no, I've never been.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll definitely have to have you out here. No way.
Um, yeah, Insomnia is it's a gaming convention. I think a few years ago, I it's probably been delayed because of COVID, but a few years ago, Darude Sandstorm was there.
Mm-hmm.
I know from it. I know about it because of Tom Syndicate, which I'm a huge fan of Tom Syndicate. Anybody that's a fan of me knows I base a lot of my stuff on Tom Syndicate, because he is. I love the way he thinks. I love the way he views YouTube and Twitch as it's a business. At the end of the day,
Mm,
it is a business. Um, Again, his favorite thing to say is "Life's too short, make the most."
hmm.
So whatever you do, try to go all out. Try to do the most,
Yeah,
and try to have as much fun as possible. If you're doing something and you're not enjoying it, what's the point?
we're doing it. Yeah.
Of course, like
Well,
again,
sometimes you got to pay the bills,
well,
you know.
yeah, like
But
that's what I was like. Again, like I work at Wendy's, but that gives me a chance to be able to do this and
right, what
so
you're
it's like
actually passionate about, of
but
course.
like if you're on a project and it's like not really fun, it's not really you're not passionate about it, odds are it's gonna kind of take a tank. If you're
Right,
not
right,
passionate about something, not gonna be, and it's not really gonna work as well as something you're really passionate about and you really
right.
want. You um, he also, I think he was the first person on Twitch to reach 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
Um, to a point where because in high school, because I watched his series My Night, and it got to a point where during the season premiere of season 2 of My Night, they crashed Twitch. There's so many people watching their
That's
stream that they
amazing. I
crashed
mean,
it.
terrible, but
No, like it's awesome. Like again, it's
right,
like
that's like
because
wild. I'm
there's
sure it was unheard of.
there's millions and millions of people watching Twitch every single day, and the fact that this man got so many people to watch one stream that they crashed the site, that's insane.
Impressive.
Um, any project or is there any project Brynn would turn down? Oh, okay.
Huh.
Is there anything?
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I think something that was kind of taught to me once from an acting mentor was that it's very important to learn to say no
Yeah,
because, a lot of opportunities come people's way and a lot of things can seem really great, but it's really important to look into like even what you were just talking about. Like first question, am I passionate about this? Is this something I want to do? Is this something that is going to be worth my time and energy, And then second, is this there's like a lot of ways to question, is this legit? Is this important? Is this legit? Is this safe? And then also I think it's always important to look at your values as well. Is this role something that goes so strongly against my values that like this isn't really what I want to represent myself, especially as you're a young actor. It's important because those first few roles are going to define your type, what you're cast as, what you're looked at like. So I would say there's a lot of things I would say no to just based on those couple of things. But just the way you would say no to a job, like, would you say no to a great job? Depending on, all of those things.
Yeah, like if like odds are if like Marvel was like, hey, you want to be like, I don't even care what character, just put me in Marvel. Like just
right. Like
so,
something like that, but that's not, Marvel isn't gonna question your integrity or like, or what I mean.
They're gonna be telling you to back off. They're gonna tell you to stop. Like,
so yeah, there's a very small amount of projects I would actually say no to. But there are.
Yeah, because it's important, because like in reality, like I've told you, like this is the second time that I had to cast the whole movie, because the first line of people, like the person that played Lilith, kind of was just, she was uncomfortable going that, again, Lilith, the main villain, is based off of an actual person from the Bible, so that's your and knowing that this movie does kind of take a digs at God sometimes. There's a couple of digs,
the devil and demons, and so it's important, like especially on the other end of things, like it's important for you to say no if there's something you don't want to do. So then the other side of things, like the direct, like you had to recast, you had to do all, it's important to like say yes with confidence is what
because in reality it doesn't help to just say yes to everything. Like you just said, like now she had to say no, like turn down the role now that we've already gotten this far into it, and this, and I'm like, oh, and well, now that it's delaying things, and when just say, I'm not interested, and maybe we can work on something later on or something
else together.
So, that's what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with saying no, or like even Quinn, like, because at first we were talking about you said he would be perfect for one of the other roles, and he was like, no, well, like I'm usually typecast as that, as the kind of the douchey, like whatever. He's like, I kind of want to play the funnier type role. I'm like, well, if you're more comfortable that way, awesome, that like perfect. That's 100% So it's like, so like I said, like saying no or putting your feedback is never a bad thing. Like that's never, of course, because again, like even in that situation, it wasn't like he was like, oh, we need to rewrite this thing. Like, no. If you're going to say, like, if you want to be a part of a project and you want to say no and you want to change things, have an idea to back it up.
True, that's a good point.
I've always hated that fact where people were like, because like there was a scene where we were talking about where you weren't exactly 100% comfortable with it, and you're like, well, what if we did this instead? So it makes it easier. Here's like, oh, okay, well that does make a little bit more sense, and it's more of a dialogue and talking than I don't like that, that's stupid, get rid of it and change it. I'm like, well, that's more work for me. So
it's good to come with an idea of where you want it to go or where you see it progressing, of course.
That's how you, like, it's just, again, just being professional about it. Like if you're like just learning how to say no professionally. You don't want to. Again, it's like the thing with anything, like with even YouTube and Twitch, or even like we say it all the time with at Wendy's. You don't want to mess it up where if you need to come back, again,
you don't want to burn bridges.
You don't want to burn bridges.
And there's always a polite, respectful way to say no, or give your feedback, or just say it's something you're not interested in. You don't have to.
Not be interested in this project, but he might. That person might be working on a project later that you want to work on. That you you
happen to be working on the same project. Like I feel like, especially in Chicago, the film scene is so small. Every time I get on a new project, I'm like, oh hey, like it's the same. It's a small circle, so you don't want to burn bridges for sure.
So what was the project that you just because like I saw on Instagram that you were at a theater that was released. What was that project?
Yeah, so I was just a really small, I was in it for like 10 seconds, just a little cameo, but it was called That Night, and it's a comedy filmed all around Chicago, and they're gonna submit it to festivals and stuff now, but that was a little premiere, and it was amazing. And I was such a small part of that I really didn't get to see much of the script or filming, and so it was it was awesome. It was hilarious. The cast did an incredible job, and then they had a really nice premiere. They had a similar little pre-party, and it was awesome. It was really, I was pleasantly surprised. But
Um,
it's called That Night, directed by Zachary Trussell, and it's going into film festivals right now, but it should be released shortly after that.
okay, that's great. Whenever that releases, let me know, and
Yeah.
I'll make sure to leave links. I know me and Jess were talking yesterday about, because I was looking on certain things that everybody's done, and I saw the one that you, Jess, and Quinn did, the detention short film. I was like there's literally not much going on, but it's so funny at the same time. It's
Yeah, yeah.
because I was like, this dude's literally about to kill all of them. It's just he looked so annoyed that he was like, dude,
Yeah.
y'all don't shut the hell up and just do
Yeah.
what I tell you to do. I'm gonna kill you all.
Yeah, that was a fun little sketch for sure.
It was definitely just really, again, it just shows that it not a lot has to be going on for something
Right,
to be
right,
entertaining.
right.
Is there other projects that you're working on other than Hell's Have Acres?
Yeah, I would say so. I have a couple things booked and upcoming, but I was in another small project that's also in film. Most of the things right now are either going through the film festival circuit or in post production, unfortunately. So not much that's actually out and available for the public. But one of the things that I am most excited for come out is called Sommoners Tale, and so it's a fantasy series, and it kind of hops back and forth between modern day and medieval times with kind of a linked storyline, a lot of fantastical elements, magic kind of stuff. And I got to play this elf warrior badass lady, and I had
Cool.
this whole handmade custom leather armor. I did all my own stunts. I have stunt credit on IMDb now. I did all my own fight choreography, and I had karambits, those little knives,
Yeah.
and so it was awesome. It was just so different than any role I've ever played before. And so that's going to be a television series. I think he's going to release it on YouTube. I'm not sure. They're still in post-production. We filmed the entire series last summer. But there's just so much special effects. There's just, excuse me, so many special effects that go into it. So they're still in the editing process of that.
Yeah.
But that I am hyped for it to come out because I have never done a role like that. I love fantasy and horror movies, my two favorite genres, and I've been really fortunate to get killer roles in both of those. So I just can't wait to see that. I had purple contacts, elf ears, it's we'll see. I'm really excited.
For someone, because me, I'm just now starting on contacts.
Yeah.
How does colored contacts, how does that feel? Because I know with
I wear
certain,
contacts anyways, so
but
it
does it
doesn't
feel
feel
differently?
no.
Because I know,
Colored contacts sometimes because I have a prescription,
yeah.
and sometimes just for fun I have green ones, I have brighter brown ones, and you just can't tell because it doesn't actually go over the part of your eye that you don't see color, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just feels like
Because you
normal
always hear about horror stories, like in The Grinch, Jim Carrey almost quit because the contacts were so just hurt, they hurt.
Yeah. Well, some of those though are whole sclera, and
Yeah,
that's
that's probably
different.
why
When
they
you
turn.
cover your entire eye, that's a whole different ballgame. We use some of those for Hell's Half Acre, that were completely blacked out the eye,
Yeah.
and that I would probably struggle with. But
Well,
just small colored ones, it's just the
yeah.
same as any other
Because
contacts.
they
But
said
sclera,
that on Evil Dead, they said they the people that play the zombies, because they had
yeah.
they couldn't wear the contacts more than 10 minutes. They
Yeah,
had to hurry up
yeah.
and take them out.
So that's a different story. We had someone like that on Hell's Half Acre too. She was she played just a ghost for a
Yeah.
small. She's I cannot, someone had to guide her around because she could not see and walk. It's
That's
terrible.
oh, I don't
But
even.
not the same for just normal colored
But
contacts.
again, it shows how people how talented people are when they can act and still it doesn't seem like that's going on.
They don't even need to see. Yeah.
Like in like Jim Carrey, he said it was like torture. People were literally like jammed. And you would not, if you watched Grinch Stole Christmas, you would not know that. Like,
No.
you just like it's
Never
so
knew that.
interesting.
Yeah.
I was like, that's because me, I'll be like, no, because me, I have really strong prescription, and it's for the what's the word, stigmatism.
Okay. Yeah.
So literally, when I put my my contacts in, that's why I'm not wearing them right now because I had to wear them yesterday. That like I have to sit down and let them kind of sit and kind of, or I'll get dizzy if I start just walking around because it burns for a little bit and then it starts like kind of getting clear. It's weird, and I'm like, oh,
that's horrible.
Like again, but like that's why I have a good pair of glasses. So it's like if I just don't feel like it today, or I don't have enough time to sit down and let it kind of go.
Yeah.
Because especially me, I'm still getting used to it. So I think most of it is because it dries out my eyes. Because it takes so long to put them in that it dries out my eyes, and then your eyes have to start watering and getting everything else. So like, it's just so
a process.
Such a pain in the ass. I'm like, but again, that's kind of how things work. Like so I asked just this yesterday because like I said a lot of, because I said something about Walking Dead, that I wasn't really a big fan of Walking Dead. Said a lot of controversial things. So now it's just Chicago or New York style pizza.
Oh, Chicago, of course, but I'm a little biased. I mean, I live just outside of Chicago. Of course, Chicago pizza is better, but I mean, I'm not trying to stir the pot or anything, but there's no question.
I am.
Well, you like New York style pizza better?
Yeah, absolutely.
You haven't had pizza from Chicago because you haven't been to Chicago.
I haven't
been
to New York either, but I know it's better.
Now, I will listen. We can revisit this conversation after you come and have some pizza in Chicago.
My thing is, I think Chicago and New York, they're for different things. Like you wouldn't be walking around with like a Chicago. You wouldn't be walking down the street with a Chicago deep dish.
Okay.
Like, that's something you got to sit down for and just kind of, or you wouldn't have that at a party. Like,
okay. Or like watching a baseball game. Yeah, okay. I can get behind that.
That's like a sit down dinner. Like it's like my thing is like, it's always more like a casserole. Me, like, again, I grew up like I'm Italian, so I grew up like with Neapolitan style pizza, like like that foldable, like great pizza. Like, so my thing is like Chicago deep dish is it's more Americanized.
Okay.
And it's more like, well, it's very similar to Roman style. It's very similar to Roman style. I'm more of a Neapolitan style pizza, and that's a closer to New York, and that's why I like that.
That's fair. I think that is fair.
Because it's just, especially, but my thing is pizza's pizza. So if you want to get, it's just like it's
pizza.
So it's like my thing is like there's differences, but it's well, okay. Oh, that's what I said. Like because he's saying that Chicago tavern style pizza is also amazing. We have more pizza than just deep dish. And New York pizza is also Americanized pizza. I'm like, with New York,
I agree.
New York is kind of, because most of the time there's much of a difference, because when you go to New York, Italy, Neapolitan there isn't a lot of topping. You would get a tomato sauce, mozzarella, and you have basil. That's it. Right. They're very strict on what they call it Neapolitan style, what they don't. A whole bunch of toppings got added when they came to America anyway. So anytime you start putting toppings and other stuff on it, it becomes American. But the style crust is very similar to a Neapolitan style pizza. That's why I said like it's very similar. When you start going into Chicago, it's more of like a Roman style that they layer stuff and they put a lot. It's a little bit deeper. And like what's tavern style?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure. I would assume like, actually, I don't know. We should ask our viewer. We should ask our viewer, because I have an assumption of what I think tavern style pizza is. However, I could be completely wrong.
Because I'm one of those people, like that's one thing I want to do is just that's what I'm kind of using this project for is just travel. It's just like
Yeah, for real.
because I've
Bro,
never because
just go
I'm
on like a pizza tour. Well,
like I was
yeah.
telling Jess is like I'm one of those people like I can't just do stuff just to do it. Like I can't play a video game and just not stream
Oh,
anymore
huh,
because I
okay.
have to be productive
Yeah,
or my brain just like well why are we doing this? I can't.
yeah, yeah.
So it's like even when I go to Vegas this month for my birthday, like I'm
Ooh,
gonna be making videos. I
yeah,
just I
hell
have
yeah.
to do something for this to because again I'm missing out of work. So if I'm missing out of work, why would I not be doing like
Right.
if I'm playing a video game right now? Okay, well if I'm playing this video game, why yeah, I could either be playing this video game and doing nothing, or I can be working on a script, or I can be working
Yeah,
on this, or I could be working on this. So I have to be productive on something. So
yeah.
with this, it gives us a chance to visit Chicago, which I've always wanted to do because I'm a wrestling fan. So Memphis and Chicago, at least for me, Memphis, Chicago, and Philly are the top three wrestling places. So I think that's the only regret that I have with this movie is that we couldn't find somebody from Philly, because
Oh yeah.
I just think that would have been a cool Easter egg for wrestling fans because a lot of people watching at least my gaming channel are wrestling fans.
Okay.
So I just think that would have been like a really cool like Easter egg that we had somebody from Philly, we had somebody from Chicago, from Memphis, and I think that would be kind of cool. But the fact that we have Memphis and Chicago, teaming,
Out of three ain't bad.
because now we have like it, so because Leilanys is from Wisconsin, but she said she's like 2 hours from Chicago.
Nice.
Then you just went, and then leave. The Dolly, I think Dolly is from Florida. I believe she said.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like that is one thing. I'm a huge wrestling fan. That's where I'm going. Kind of, that's the main reason I'm going to Vegas is because
Okay.
they're having a pay-per-view for AEW. Yeah, I'm a wrestling geek. Like it goes like movies and and wrestling are the two top. I
Okay.
love.
The
Growing up,
passion.
did you play any video games or still
Oh,
play video?
absolutely. Oh yeah.
What are you
I
What are your top favorite video games?
it's gonna sound so lame, but Fortnite. I'm about Fortnite. I've been
I'm gonna be
playing that.
honest. Like maybe it's just because I got in so late. It's just
Yeah.
it's when you get in late, it's like you're
Yeah.
not gonna be able to do anything. Like you're just
Yeah, yeah, that's
you're
true.
not gonna,
That's true. I got in like relatively early, not right at the beginning, but it just proved to be like a really good way for my friends and I to stay in touch after college because we are from all over the country. And so we would just play Fortnite together. It's like a free game. Everyone can download it. Like it was just a good way to stay in touch with everyone. And I love it. I also like horror games a lot. What is the game we just finished playing Visage. Infliction was decent.
I
Still
played
playing
Visage for a
Outlast.
little bit. I got confused because I got confused. I was like, where am I going? Where do I need to go? Like, what's going on?
Okay,
Like,
I
it's
definitely
just
had to like look up a bunch. We definitely had
it's
to like open gameplay and kind of
yeah,
because
like
there's parts to get that are easy to get stuck on, but like it's a good game. It
because you
is a
can
really
barely see
good
anything. So
game.
it's so like, where do I go? Like, just I
Yeah,
can't see anything.
fair.
And I was streaming, so I couldn't just like it would be cheating if I would watch
Oh,
people walk through it. So I was like,
yeah.
well, I was like, maybe this is one horror game that like if you have a chance to play it, play it. It's Silent Hill 4, The Room.
I have not.
It's
Okay.
so good. It's psychological. I love Silent Hill,
Okay.
but Silent Hill
Yeah,
4
yeah.
is just like it's very hard to find. Um,
Okay.
like that's one thing I've always tried to find. I had it once, but then a lot of things happened, and I kind of it. But yeah, like the last time I
Okay.
found it, it was on eBay for like $400. I was like,
What the hell?
because
Really?
it's so
Oh,
hard to find.
wow.
It's such a good game, but it's so hard to find. It was on the original Xbox. Um,
Oh,
like so
wow.
yeah. Just like Scarface, it's really hard to find. I'm glad I have a copy of it.
Yeah.
Scarface is one of my favorite games. Um,
Okay.
it's a very crazy game. It was
Yeah.
it was Grand Theft Auto before Grand Theft Auto. Like
Okay.
like
Okay.
you're like literally like like selling cocaine and
Yeah, yeah.
it's because it's I love Scarface because it picks up where the movie left off. Like,
Interesting.
what if
Okay.
Tony Montana actually lived?
Wow.
And I'm like,
Okay.
that's a really
That's really
interesting way of
interesting.
yeah, like because a lot of game or like Godfather, the first Godfather game was really cool because you're playing as a character that's going like linear to the movie, so you see what's
Interesting.
going on in the movie, but you're kind of you're behind the scene,
Hmm.
and I'm like, that's a really interesting way of doing a video game. Which with this again, I'm like the guy that's doing the animation. He said he's really gotten into Unreal Engine,
Mm.
and he wants to work on the video game, but
Cool.
like we're gonna be working on the movie first. Like the movie's
Yeah.
like first and foremost the movie,
Yeah.
but if everything goes right, video game's gonna be very very soon afterwards. And I think that would be really awesome to have
Yeah.
a video game, especially on Xbox, PlayStation, PC.
Yes.
I probably won't be. It probably won't be on Nintendo Switch. It
Okay.
just because Nintendo, I don't know. It's just the system requirements are just so like it's made for Mario. Like Nintendo is very made for like
Okay.
Mario, Super Smash.
Yeah.
Just like when they put like WWE games on it, it doesn't run as smoothly
Interesting. I had no
because
idea.
it doesn't need like it doesn't fit the requirements for like a high quality, like good looking game. And the game,
Gotcha.
and we're gonna do this. Like Unreal Engine looks beautiful,
Yeah.
and yeah, the if we're gonna release a horror game, I want it like a beautiful like this looks awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so that's something that again, especially the way like the premiere works, and like if we see a lot of interest in it and everybody wants a video game, then we're definitely gonna do it.
Awesome.
Because that was one thing about Stay Alive that I always kind of got annoyed about because like, why did y'all not release a video game?
Mm-hmm.
This would be so awesome. Like it's just
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
perfect. But yeah, like if you're watching this, if you're anywhere near Memphis, in May, we do not have an official date yet. Hopefully by the beginning of next year, we will have an actual official tour date. But it's gonna start off at the Orpheum. We're gonna be having a red carpet, VIP party. We're gonna be playing the movie. Live Q&A afterwards. So if you've ever wanted to meet Brynn or meet everybody that's involved, because we're gonna have a lot of different people involved in this movie. Yeah. I plus if you've been a fan of this channel anytime, y'all know I love giving stuff away. So odds are we're gonna be giving away a lot of free stuff at this event. Probably a lot of t-shirts, a lot of gift cards for Amazon, a lot of different stuff. It's always fun to do stuff like that. So yeah, if you're anywhere near Orpheum, that's gonna be happening. In May we will be releasing the movie on DVD, Blu-ray, and on Prime Video. I just love. I was born in May, so like it's just like we gotta.
Fun. Party fun, baby.
that's this. It's gonna be a birthday present to myself.
Oh yeah.
And then I know for a fact we're gonna be at Delta Fair next year. That's gonna be like it's a guaranteed. We're gonna be at Delta. But there's a lot of other dates that we're looking at, trying to see exactly if it's possible, if it's feasible. I want at least one in Chicago, one in Memphis, of course. So it makes it easier for everybody because a lot of people stay near Chicago or in Chicago. I stay in Memphis, so it's very easy for everybody to get there. The only issue is Bruno. Bruno that's gonna be playing the scumbag of the movie. He's in Argentina, so we're gonna have to set up like a
What?
yeah, we're gonna have to set up like a Zoom call for all these events.
Oh yeah, for real. Just bring him around on the phone.
Yeah, it's like hey, but again, I'm so excited for y'all to meet him. He's such a nice guy. so
Yeah.
awesome. Again, stay tuned. For everybody that saw the post on Instagram, we will not be interviewing Delilah tonight, but we will hopefully be interviewing her tomorrow, earlier in the morning before I go to work. Some things happened with her that she had to reschedule. Um, Also, like I said, stay tuned for on Cover Central, Cover Gaming, especially any updates for the video game is going to be on Cover Gaming. Anything you know about the movie is going to be on Cover Central. Also, I've been kind of hinting around to seeing how everybody thinks about it. I think it would be really fun to get all the actors and get all of us to play Among Us live on stream because I think it would be really fun to do. Um, and plus, it would get y'all kind of a little bit more experience in YouTube and Twitch, and knowing how it works and the all the things that go into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Uh,
that would be awesome. I don't
so
know how good I would be. I'm like absolutely terrible at Among Us,
I
but
don't play a lot of it
I'm
either,
here.
so I just think that would be really fun. Hopefully, it doesn't completely tear us apart, like just
Yeah, you're like,
ruin all of our
actually, I
friendships.
am saying no.
It's just like, you know what? Screw this. I'm out.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just, you know what? No, you lied and said I vented. You no, I'm done. Like just but yeah, I just think that would be really fun for
Yeah.
us to do. Start doing a lot more cool stuff, especially when we all have free time. You
Mhm.
know, but yeah, just again, whenever it comes out, make sure to watch Hell's Have Acres. Seems really interesting. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Mhm.
Odds are on the channel will be like if it's anywhere near a streaming service, I'll be probably buying a couple copies and giving it away. It's just
Thank you.
because
Thank
it's like
you. We
you
appreciate that.
um. So yeah, anything else you wanna plug or talk about or
I think that's kind of it. It's been great talking to you today, catching up, and I think I kind of said what I wanted to. Yeah.
like I've said, when y'all come to Memphis, we're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff. Again, I don't want it to be just work when y'all come down. I want it to be kind of feel like a vacation, and
Yeah.
for everybody to be, and have fun. Like the pyramid has the country's tallest freestanding elevator. So it's an elevator that's
Okay.
completely all glass,
Oh God.
and you go all the way up to the top of the pyramid, and you can see
Wow.
all of Memphis. And
Wow.
Mark Wahlberg has a restaurant there,
Really? Okay.
Wahlburgers.
Yeah, we have one in St. Charles
I've
too.
been really wanting to go, but I haven't been able to chance. But it's different
Yeah.
because they have like bison burgers, venison burgers.
Yeah.
Like I love that the fact that they for every Wahlburger is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid. I still think it's stupid that they turned it into a Bass Pro Shop, but we're not going to talk about that right now
Mm-mm.
because growing
Yeah,
up,
that'll be fun. I'm excited to come out to Memphis. I haven't been in a while.
like we're definitely gonna have some fun. Maybe hit Tunica because that's where I'm from. Um,
Nice.
so maybe do some gambling. Just, but yeah, like I have a lot of stuff planned for y'all when y'all come down. Um, like I said, if you're in Memphis, anywhere near May, make sure to tune in for the premiere because we're gonna be doing it big. We're gonna be having fun. It's gonna be a huge event. It's not just gonna be watching the movie. We're gonna be doing a lot of cool things. So yeah, like it was really fun talking to you, Brynn. I'm still working on the script. Like I said, like before, this is gonna be very collaborative. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. um,
Absolutely.
but yeah, I will talk to you later. And
Talk to
if you're
you
watching
soon.
this on Twitch, make sure to hit the follow button, subscribe, all the other good stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button, subscribe, check out the down below for um any links to Brynn's Instagram, her any
Yeah.
like I'll probably send a put a link for the trailer
Yeah,
for
please.
um and yeah, tune in because we're going to be doing a lot of gameplay again. I think I'm about to start doing the walkthrough of Life is Strange 2 because have you seen the video of Gonzalo Martin talking about I just thought that was really cool. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
I still got to post the video of Mindy Crenshaw from Drake and Josh talking about the movie.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I put it in the group chat.
Yeah, I
I
saw it
was like,
actually.
that's so cool. Like, that's Mindy
That's awesome.
Crenshaw. That's
That's awesome.
because I'm a '90s kid, so that was really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like, and the fact that she did it in like literally 10 minutes after I asked her, I was like, whoa, that's
Awesome.
you're
Yeah.
such a badass. Like, that's so
Yes.
cool. But yeah, and I was like I said, make sure follow, subscribe, all that other good stuff, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one. See ya.